Welcome to The Laboratory, a video series brought to you by Miracles Innovation Labs.
Hello everyone, this is Vinod Kumar Marpo working as a Senior Mobile Research Associate in Miracle Innovation Labs at Miracle Software Systems. In this video, I am going to develop a push notifications in Ionic using Firebase Cloud Messaging. Here is the agenda that I am going to cover in this video. What is hybrid mobile apps? What are the different strategies to develop mobile applications? And followed by Ionic, Angular and Cordova. And what is push notifications? And what is the plugin that will help you to send push notifications in Cordova and Ionic? And what is the architecture diagram for push notifications? And followed by the live demonstration. Hybrid mobile apps. We have three strategies to develop mobile apps. One is mobile web app, another one is native mobile apps and hybrid mobile applications. What is mobile web application? Generally, application will develop in responsive websites like Bootstrap so that it will fit to your screen. If you open up your application in a general browser or mobile browser, so it will fit to your screen, so it will be like mobile web application. And we have a drawback with a mobile web application. That is, if you want to use any native features, camera, Bluetooth content, so that which can be done using general mobile web applications. So we have another strategy, that is native mobile apps. There we will develop application using specific language. For example, for Android we have Java. We will develop application using Java, and if you want to interact with any device level operating system like camera, Bluetooth, we will be using those functionalities in Android to make use of those device level functionalities. If you want to develop application for iOS, we have Objective-C. There we will develop .ipf file. We will deploy in a mobile, will install, and will use those applications. And we have another strategy like hybrid mobile apps. And as we have native mobile apps, then why enterprises move into hybrid mobile apps? Here, application will develop in a basic web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. If you develop applications using native mobile apps, there we have Android, which uses Java. And if you want to develop application for iOS, which uses Objective-C as a language. And if you develop application using native, for example Android, if you want to move a complete application to iOS, you have to hire Objective-C people to develop that particular application. So enterprises penetrate into hybrid apps to make use of all your web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and as we have to interact with the device level operating system, we have plugins that are available to communicate with any device level functionalities in hybrid mobile apps. And enterprise is more concentrated on agile methods, that is in terms of deployment and delivery. Using these hybrid mobile apps, we can do that too. And we have two strategies in hybrid apps too. One is web app and another one is compiled hybrid apps. What is WebView apps? Here, we'll develop application using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then wrap it in a native container which interact with the device native features. And example for this WebView app is Apache Cordova and Trigger.io. And another one is compiled hybrid apps. Here, we'll develop application using specific language like C# for Xamarin and Accelerated Titanium for JavaScript. And then develop it into that particular platform, whatever you want to finally deploy into it, either Android, that will develop APK file, for iOS, will develop .ipf file. And here is the architecture diagram for hybrid apps. Generally, we have WebView, there all web technologies will be there, and then wrap into a native container. And if you want to interact with any plugins, we have plugins that will interact with a device level operating system. Here, using this, we'll use reusability of code is more, and we can access native functionality too, and single code for multiple platforms using hybrid mobile apps. Moving forward, Apache Cordova. Apache Cordova is a popular open source mobile development framework to develop hybrid mobile apps. And here is the extension for previous architecture diagram. There we have web app. Here we have web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and what is configured XML. Configured XML, where there will maintain versioning of our application, and then application will render in HTML rendering engine, that is WebView, for Android, UI WebView for iOS, and if you want to interact with any device level operating system, we have numerous plugins that are available in Cordova. That is maybe geolocation, camera, network, all those functionality using these Cordova plugins, and then interact with a mobile operating system. Moving forward, what is Ionic? Ionic is a top mobile development framework, which is a best UI framework to develop hybrid mobile apps. Which doesn't mean that which is only UI framework. We have multiple options, that is powerful CLI to create and emulate your application and easy to integrate with the native functionalities using this Ionic framework. And we have one more popular JavaScript framework, that is AngularJS. If you develop application using Angular and Ionic, it will feels like a native application only using this Ionic and Angular. And we have ng Cordova is a collection of services and extensions created by Ionic. These services make it easier to integrate Cordova plugins into our Ionic application, and which built on top of AngularJS, which is an open source JavaScript framework, and which, as I told you, which is not only a UI framework, but we have like serve is a command which will help you to see how your application look and feel in WebView only. Ionic serve is a command which you can see how the application exactly UI looks like. Followed by AngularJS. AngularJS is a client-side MVC used to create single-page applications. If you have already experience in creating web applications using Angular, we'll make use of those all technology, all concepts in Ionic 2, which almost same in Ionic as well. And it follows two-way data binding. What is two-way data binding? Whatever the data will change in view will update the model immediately. And we have different services that are available to communicate with the external server, that is APIs. For example, $HTTP is a service. There we have $HTTP.get, post. There we can interact with the backend systems, that is REST APIs, and we'll get the response back to our application. Moving forward, what is Cordova FCM plugin? This is a plugin which will help you to send push notifications using Ionic application. And what is a plugin? Plugin is a bit added code to your JavaScript interface to communicate with the native components. That is all your camera, content, and all those capabilities. Offline capabilities too, you can work using these plugins. And here is a command you need to install to work with push notification. That is Cordova plugin add Cordova plugin FCM, which will help you to send notifications. And here is architecture diagram for push notifications in general hybrid mobile apps and normal native mobile applications too. Generally, every mobile application have device token and will send that particular device token to your server, and server which internally make request to an APN for iOS and GCM, that is FCM Firebase Cloud Messaging for Apple, and which will send notification to our mobile device. This is the sample push notification architecture diagram for your application. Here's a live demonstration on push notifications in Ionic framework. Here I have already created two Ionic applications. One is general module. There we can receive notifications which was sent by an administrator. That is admin dashboard. You need to install Cordova plugin FCM in client module so that could able to receive those notifications in our application. And we have another, that is Node.js server, which is actually as a server. It will send request to the FCM and then will get response, that is push notification to our mobile device, to this push notification application. So it's installed on your mobile device. Here is the Firebase Cloud Messaging, where we have to create a new application so that we'll configure this application in your client application. Here I'm going to create an application, Mail Notify. I'm creating application in Firebase Cloud Messaging. And we have to configure this application in our Ionic application so that we can send notification to a client module from the administrator. From here, we need to get server key and package name and Google service.json. These three are very important to send notification. Here, there are developing application for Android, so add Firebase to your Android app. And here we need to create package name for your application. We add app, and it will download Google service.json file automatically. Here it is downloading Google service.json. We have to keep this one in our application, Ionic application. Click on finish. And then it will redirect to your application. And open your project settings. There you will get project name and project facing, project ID and web keys. And very important that we need to have server key for sending notification from Node.js application. Here, basically we need three. Package name is the first one, and followed by server key and Google service.json. First of all, copy this Google service.json file and paste it in your application. As I told you, I have created two applications. One is push notification, is a client module. Admin dash is a server like administrator, and which is a push notification FCM is a Node.js application, which is backend server. Now I am opening up our client module, push notification. Here in platforms, Android, you have to keep that downloaded file. Google service.json I have already kept in this folder. Like now I am opening up config.xml in our application. Config.xml. Here, you need to replace that package name. I have created there com.pushnotification.android. I have replaced with that package name here. And then open your index.html. Basically, index.html contains one button called call FCM. Then it will call corresponding controller, home controller it will call in app.js. Corresponding controller here, this is the controller, home controller. And whenever user click on that call FCM, it will call this FCM plugin get token. It will generate one token for your Android. I'm storing that particular registration ID into this CloudEnd, which is vMarpo as a ID, and storing that registration key into CloudEnd. Now here FCM plugin dot notification is a method which is fired when our application receives push notification, and when application is running on background, this particular code will execute. When application is running on background, this particular code will, and application is running on foreground, this particular block will execute. And here this is the complete application for like client general module. Now I'm opening up administrator module. There, if you look at index.html, here I have created like what is the title you would like to send to the general user, and what is the message that you want to send, followed by that to whom you want to send that notification, mail ID. And if you click on this submit button like send notification, it will call corresponding controller, that is notification in JS. I'm opening up JS in administrator module. Here I'm getting those title, message and email, and I'm sending request to the CloudEnd. I'm getting registration token from this CloudEnd API, and then I'm sending request to Node.js API. What this Node.js exactly will do? I'm opening up Node.js code. Here, whenever administrator send submit button, it will call this particular Node.js API, that is send notification is the service. What this service will do? It will send request to the FCM API, which is, this is the FCM API, which is a post method, and header we need to pass two parameters. One is content type, another one is authorization key. Where you will get this authorization key? Whenever you create application in FCM, there we have server key. This is the server key of your FCM project, and you need to send response to this API, that is registration ID, and what is the notification that you want to send, and what is the message that you want to deliver. Notification will appear on as a push notification when user click on this notification, this particular data will come. If application is running on background, this notification will appear. If user taps on that particular notification, this data will appear on his mobile. Now I'm going to open the two applications in browser. Here is the administrator module, and push notification is title, and mail notifies is a message, and I would like to send notification to vMarpo, which is the administrator module. And here is my mobile device. Now I'm sending notification to this vMarpo. See, I'm clicking on this submit button. I have sent notification. Now check. You can observe this push notification and mail notify. Once I click on that one, it will open up your client module, and here it says like push notification and mail notifies. This completes our demonstration.
Thank you for watching The Laboratory, a video series brought to you by Miracles Innovation Labs. For more on innovation, please visit miraclesoft.com/thelabs.